Hello. There's a good chance you are in negotiations every day, in several of them. In this video, I'll give you some actionable tips on how to negotiate more effectively. Being able to negotiate more effectively can help you in so many ways. It can make it easier to deal with a noisy neighbor, for example, or an unreliable roommate, or it can help when you argue with family. It can also be helpful in your professional life, like if you have a salary negotiation. I recently watched The Art of Negotiation, which is an online masterclass and an online training on MasterClass. It is taught by Chris Voss, who's a former FBI hostage negotiator. Chris Voss has decades of experience negotiating in high-pressure situations when people's lives are on the line. In his course, he breaks down different negotiation principles, techniques, and strategies that he teaches in seminars all over the country. And here are a few of my key takeaways. Number 1, develop your mindset. The way we tend to think about negotiations is that one side will come out the winner and the other side will lose. There's another way of looking at it. A negotiation can be seen as a collaboration of two parties who deal with a shared problem. So instead of thinking, this is a fight and I have to win, one could think, how can I work together with them to find a solution to this shared problem? Chris Voss puts it very succinctly. He says, the adversary is not the person across the table, but the situation. Number 2, build trust. A negotiation is more likely to succeed if both sides can demonstrate good faith. So there's a couple of different ways that you can build trust. One of them is accusation audits. An accusation audit is when you address something uncomfortable or negative head on. It's a comprehensive list of all negative emotions, thoughts, and feelings you think the other side might be harboring against you. Unexpressed negative emotions never die, they fester like an infection. Instead of trying to hide or ignore negative emotions, you expose them. Here's an example of what an accusation audit could look like. Let's say you're trying to borrow your friend's new car. An accusation audit would look something like this. I know what you must be thinking. I'll probably drive your new car against the next tree as soon as I leave your driveway. Or I'll leave it unlocked and someone will steal it. Or I'll eat ice cream in it. Or I'll drive under the influence. The more vivid and extreme, the better. If you go all out, they might respond with something like, wait, that's never gonna happen. Facing and laying out their worst fears and assumptions out in the open is a great tool to build trust quickly. Another way of tuning in and connecting with the other side is labeling. Labeling is pointing out what's happening to the other person in the moment. Labels are statements that usually start with, it seems like, it looks like, you look like. They help you connect with the other side, and it makes the other side feel seen and heard. Another thing that stuck with me from this course is that sometimes, or maybe even in the majority of times, decisions aren't based in logic, they're based in emotion. Decision making is an emotional process. So we need to, here's my third key takeaway, be mindful of the other side's emotions. One way of doing that is to ask questions that point to a no rather than a yes. Sometimes people are reluctant to say yes during negotiations because they feel like it can make them sound like they're agreeing with you, or like they're committing to something, or like they're giving up their position. People don't want that because they want to guard their position. Often a no can be more valuable than a yes. So instead of asking, do you think this is a good idea, which might point them towards a yes, instead you could try asking, would you say this is a ridiculous idea? To which they could answer no. So you're still on the same page, but they didn't grammatically agree with you, which can make them feel safe. Sometimes your negotiation partner has a hard time seeing your side of the situation. If that happens, you can try using calibrated questions. calibrated questions start with how and what. Instead of asking, why do you want that? Try something like, how am I supposed to do that? Questions that start with why can be perceived as accusatory. They can put the other side in a defensive position. So instead of asking questions that start with why, try asking questions that start with what and how. In summary, you want to approach your negotiation as a collaborative process, not conflict. Build trust and rapport, magnify positive emotions, and tackle negative emotions head on. Do this by using labels and accusation audits. Encourage a no response rather than a yes response. Let's pick a random example. Let's say you're a teenager who wants to go to your friend's birthday party. After practicing all these strategies and techniques, the conversation with your parent could look something like this. Dad, can I go to Michael's party on Friday? Honey, you have exams next week. If you go, you'll be tired on Saturday and you need to study. You need to study all weekend. It seems like my academic success is an important consideration for you. Labeling. That's right. It is very important. Well, I'm just a 14-year-old kid. I know nothing about the importance of education. I don't understand how incredibly important it is to focus on school. I only live in the moment and all I think about is hanging out with my friends and playing video games. Accusation audit. That's not true. You're not giving yourself enough credit. That's what Dad might answer. Michael is my best friend and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks because we go to different schools now. This is an important day for him. How can I keep up my friendship with Michael if I never see him? Calibrated question. That sounds tough. It is. Also, school is hard work. I'm more likely to succeed academically if I have a strong support network. Is it a ridiculous idea that I need a little bit of socializing to take my mind off things on the weekend? Encouraging a no response. No. What if I promise you to be back home by 11? That way I'll be in bed by 11:30 and still be able to study on Saturday. All right, you can go. To me, thinking of a negotiation as a collaboration rather than a fight for victory changes my entire perspective. It immediately dials down the temperature of the whole situation and makes the process seem less adversarial. Collaborating expends a lot of energy. Collaborating expends a lot less energy than a fight. It also makes me dread negotiations less. If you want to learn more about negotiating, I suggest you check out Chris Voss's class on MasterClass. Sometimes MasterClass offers 14-day free trials, so you might be able to catch it for free. If you found this video useful, consider liking it so other people can find it, and subscribe to get notified about future videos. Thank you. Bye.